What's up, guys? What's going on? Make sure
Hey,
you guys.
Rayso, what is going on? Happy and blessed Tuesday evening. The time is now 10:03. We have already met our requirement of having at least 100 attendees on board. I say we go. We're not going to waste anyone's time for tonight, to tell you the truth. You are at the right place, connected to the right thing. This is the right time. This is our very last Team Relentless training for 2020. Right, but we are definitely closing it out with a bang. Now, if you can hear my voice and we haven't already met, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Myra Ferreira, and I get to be your host for tonight's training. This is something we do each and every single week, and I consider it a privilege to be connected with each one of you. So you're going to want to be ready to take notes. Class is in session for tonight. We have a phenomenal lineup, and you want to be ready. Now, with the amazing weekend that we have, we're just going to go ahead and take all the power of what we got from the experiences this weekend to share it within our very own team. I want to congratulate and welcome all of the newest agents that have enrolled and gotten started with this powerful movement we are a part of. And I'm going to start out by recognizing our top 10 customer sales within the entire Team Relentless organization. So that falls under the umbrella of our Senior Vice President, Mr. Xavier Marrero. The number one spot today held by Zandra Valles with 44 new client sales. Go ahead and light it up in the chat. Give her a salute and say, shout her out for that. It's a huge achievement. Next, followed by Bruno Floridor, Astrid Elena Felix Leiva, Rayso Otero, Arnold Bogerty, Austin Chevrolet, Stephanie Lopez, Cutila Dansby, Evelyn Rivera Rosa, and Rosalio Salazar. So again, that's shouting out the top 10 producers, the top 10 enrollments of clients for this entire volume month. Now we are in the 5th week of the volume month. That means we're closing out the month this Saturday. So it's a huge accomplishment. So definitely go ahead and congratulate them in the chat. Shout them out for that. Next, we're moving on to our top personal sales producers. And again, this is nationwide across our entire Team Relentless umbrella. First place being held by, no surprise, Boss Lady Zandra Valles, followed by Rayso Otero, Bruno Floridor, Arnold Bogerty, Stephanie Lopez, Anthony Winters, Austin Chevrolet, Anthony Kelly, David Marquez, Astrid Elena Felix Leiva. So again, shouting each one of those individuals out, acknowledging them for hitting the top 10 spot in the entire Team Relentless organization. Moving right along, we're moving to our third top 10 list of top recruiters. So these are the top individuals within our entire team that have actually succeeded in growing our family, that have actually succeeded in inviting individuals to join us on this journey. The number one spot held by none other than Boss Lady Regional Vice President Ms. Rayso Otero. Next, Vice President Bruno Floridor, Executive Vice President David Marquez, Natalie Rodriguez, Evelyn Rivera Rosa, Joshua King Sexton, Anthony Kelly, Jerome Daniels, and Newton Abelard. Crystal Barner or Chris Barner, as well as holding that spot. So again, let's shout them out, give them a huge congratulations in the chat. These are individuals that, of course, have gone ahead and killed it this whole entire volume month. Big things happen during this season. We have a lot of families to help transform, a lot of individuals to help go ahead and save when it comes to offering them this amazing opportunity. So leading right into our very first trainer, we're going to start off, and we're actually privileged and blessed to have this direct access. Understand, this is not just somebody you're going to hear about that's so way up high there that we can't even reach and we can't even hear from. You know, we're blessed because this entire movement was actually started by this individual. If not for him, and if not for his persistence, his commitment to his why, and the decisions that he made for creating Relentless, none of us would be here. When he started out on this journey, this didn't even exist. He just decided to stick to the vision that he had. And I've just been able to thank him personally, not only for introducing myself to this opportunity, but so many other top leaders within this whole organization. Again, if not for him, this wouldn't even be happening. Now, we acknowledge him being our senior vice president. And what that means is he's taken the same 288 investment that each one of us did as being an agent, started from the ground, took it all the way up. He's not yet stopped with his journey of success. But today, as a senior vice president, his entire organization is generating a minimum of $1 million every 30 days in business volume. That's a huge, huge accomplishment. So this is someone you want to pay a great deal of attention to. In a matter of a few short years, he's been the direct cause for so many individuals actually being able to walk away from corporate America, regain and gain that actual freedom, and access to options, right? So again, I thank him personally for introducing me to this, but day in and day out, he shows us what the definition of relentless embodied in a person is. And I know he's made it onto the call tonight. You want to pay attention, be ready as a student to take notes. So has our Senior Vice President, Mr. Xavier Marrero. I know you connected. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, Mara, can you hear me?
Absolutely. I hear you and I see you. Take it away, boss.
Hey, perfect. First of all, Mara, like always, man, give it back to you. So fully committed every single week, every single day, every single hour, every single minute, every single second. So thank you so much for that. Guys, look, real quick, today we're going to talk about being committed, commitment, right? So what I want everybody to do is unmute your lines, give yourself a big round of applause for being committed right now, for being on tonight's training. Tuesday night, 10 o'clock. Look around. Look,
sorry, Xavier, I muted everybody. Go right ahead.
Take a look around. Every top leader's on this call right now, right? So I want you guys to do me a favor and just follow along with me, right? Play along with me. If you know Xavier, the Senior Vice President, type of number 1. If you know Xavier, the Executive Vice President, type of number 2. If you ever met Xavier, the Vice President, type of number 3. If you ever met Xavier as a Regional Sales Director, type of number 4. If you ever met Xavier as a Sales Director, type of number 5. If you ever met Xavier as the brand new agent, type of number 6. Guys, look at the numbers. How many people can say that they know Xavier as the brand new agent? How many people can say, hey, I know what it really takes to get to the top because I have witnessed someone do it firsthand? Not too many people. Now, be honest with me, and it's okay, right? I don't judge no one. I do, but it doesn't matter, right? How many of you guys feel that individuals like myself, David Marquez, Rayso Otero, Dr. Arnold Bogerty, VG Quinones, Anthony Kelly, Ms. VG Quinones, Mr. Bruno, and so many other leaders, you know, how many of you guys think that they were fully committed when they first came in? Right? How many of you guys think that these individuals were just blessed? Be honest. They were just blessed. They just got lucky. Some way, somehow, they just got all the way to the top. How many people think that it was luck that got these individuals to the top? And be honest, just be honest. I swear it won't hurt my feelings. I can't speak on the behalf of the other leaders, but it won't hurt my feelings. Right? The reason why I say that, guys, because look, I'm just going to bring you back to Xavier, the brand new agent. Xavier, the brand new agent, was homeless with a 12-year-old son. Xavier, the brand new agent, had his back against the wall. Xavier, the brand new agent, was hiding his BMW 750 Li because they was trying to look for it because it was up for repo, right? The brand new Xavier had to share a bed, right? Almost the size of the mattress or the couch that I have in my office today with my son to sleep on every single night. That was the brand new Xavier. Now, what happened? What happened is I told myself there's certain things that I will never allow to happen in my life. One, I will never allow myself to ask somebody else for permission to do something, especially for my son, meaning I can't have a boss. 2, I am very bad in taking directions, and that's why I always got fired. 3, I wasn't going to set myself up to know that I was going to work every single day to the day I die, and I wasn't going to leave anything for my son, anything for my parents, or anything even for generations to come. I knew for a fact that I didn't want to work weekends. I knew for a fact that I didn't want to work with people I didn't want to work with. And I knew for a fact that all I did is want to help people, but let's all be real, I also want to make money. Because money doesn't buy happiness, but it's a good down payment. Money's not everything, but it's up there with oxygen. It's needed to actually survive. So what ended up happening, guys, I had all these things that I knew that I didn't want in my life, but they were in my life. I had to make a choice. I had to tell myself, if you're going to do this, you're going to be committed. I want everybody to say committed. You don't have to unmute your line. I want to see it. People, turn your cameras on. I want to see you say committed.
Committed.
See, when you're committed, you write stuff down.
Committed.
People say, hey,
Committed.
I have goals, right? Where are your goals at? Because if your goals are just up there, they're nothing but dreams. When they're written down with dates, that's when they happen. So today, I want everybody to write down, I'm committed. But don't do it because I'm telling you to. And don't do it because right now you're motivated. I can motivate the shit out of you. But motivation is for the moment. Dedication is for the lifetime. I want people that are dedicated to write down, I'm committed. And understand this, guys. When it comes to commitment, you have to understand this. You have to stay close to the fire. And understand commitment means sacrifice. Understand that everybody wants to become this butterfly, but no one wants to be the caterpillar. I'm going to tell you one thing. I'm not no scientist. You can tell, right? I mean, I could do this. I might look like one. But what I'm saying is this. I'm yet to meet any scientist that told me a caterpillar just gives birth to a butterfly. It's just, there's no process. It's just, it becomes the most beautiful creature out of nowhere. I don't know that fantasy. I haven't met no one like that yet. What I have met, including myself, is people that were caterpillars. People that were going through it. They were very low, just crawling around. And they went into a cocoon. They went into a very dark place. And that's where I was at. I went into a very dark place. I became homeless. Everything was being taken away. I went through a divorce, through the process of building this business. I was in this cocoon. I was in this dark place. It doesn't matter how loud you would yell. No one was listening. No one was hearing me. So I say that because right now, somebody right now today knows that they're in a cocoon and they don't understand why they're in a cocoon. Right now, if you're going through darkness and you're going through all this craziness and you're being attacked by the devil every single way, it's okay. I'm telling you, it's okay. The reason why is because all you have to do is walk by faith. Stay committed. And I guarantee you, when you push through that, that means you're pushing through that cocoon, that dark place that you couldn't even see light and no one could sit there and help you and no one was there. I'm telling you, greatness is on the other side. So someone today that's on this call needs to understand whatever your cocoon looks like, be happy. Push through the process because I guarantee you, within the next 6 months, if you stay committed, you're going to be exactly where you want to be at. You're going to have exactly what you deserve. But it's up to you to be committed. It's up to you to walk by faith when you're in that cocoon, because I'm yet to meet any successful people, including Team Relentless, that didn't go through that cocoon. I don't care if they had success prior to this. They came in here, they went through a cocoon. It wasn't no walk in the park. See, Xavier, the brand new agent, was so committed that there was no excuses to give. See, people say, X, I can't make it. X, I don't have the money for GoPro. X, I just, what? Hold on. Do you not know that I have social media and I see how you're doing what you're doing in social media? Besides that, when I was in a position where I knew I was committed and I didn't have the money, anything around me that had value was being sold. The Cuban links were being sold. The watches were being sold. The sneaker collections were being sold because the Jordans wasn't bringing me value. See, I brought Jordan value. But Jordan didn't bring me no value. Not in my closet. It brought me value when I sold them. They're a nice little flip. Don't get it twisted. But my point was that I was willing to give up stuff to get more. See, a lot of you guys are not committed because you're not willing to give up the little teddy bear to allow God to give you the bigger teddy bear. You guys are scared. Scared of what? You should be scared of being broke because that's where you might be right now. You should be scared of not being able to pay rent or mortgage next month. But you scared to be committed? I don't get it. I don't understand it. I can't relate to it. The only thing I can relate to is the pain of being homeless, the pain of not knowing how you're going to eat or feed your son, which is like the worst feeling ever. I had no choice but to be committed. Type of number one right now if you have no choice but to be committed. And yo, this is being recorded, right? Don't put a number one to sound good or make it look good because your mentor might be on or your team might be on. At the end of the day, you can't lie to yourself. If you can, you're a coward. Period. I say right now, get help. Right? But what I'm saying, guys, you can't lie to yourself and your bank account never lies to you. So how committed are you? Are you willing to give up the excuses? Are you willing to sit here and make sacrifices? Are you willing to sit here and make sure that you attend the GoPro the way we do every single year? Are you willing to make all the national trainings, the weekly trainings? Because if you talk to David, you talk to Arnold, you talk to Rayso, you talk to VG, Rob, Anthony, Malcolm, Courtney, Myra, how many trainings did they miss? I guarantee you none, unless there was something that was a valid reason. And you guys can correct me at any given time if I'm incorrect, if I'm wrong. Correct me, right? Now, understand that being committed also means that you understand that it's not your mentor's responsibility for your success. Commitment means committed to you and your business, not your mentor committed to you and your business. I never depended on Alfred. All my personal people that I enrolled out here today that are committed are all six-figure earners. The people that see the vision, when I painted the vision and we stood committed and we made it happen, all of them are right now, today on this webinar, six-figure earners. Put a number one if you want to be a six-figure earner. Now ask yourself, are you willing to be committed the same way we were, the same way they were to get to that level? And guys, look, at the end of the day, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I'm pretty sure you guys get my drift. You guys get my point. Stay committed. After the excuses, 2020 is dead. 2021 started. But I'm going to tell you this right now. You know what commitment brought me? And I don't say this to brag, but to bring it up to you that it's very possible, because 3.5 years ago, I was homeless. Being committed created time freedom. It created financial freedom. It created the opportunity for me to retire my parents at an early age. It created the opportunity for me to get a jet membership. It created an opportunity for me to get new teeth. But honestly, at the end of the day, it gave me the opportunity to take care of my family whenever needed. It gave me the opportunity to be with my son whenever he wanted to. It gave me the opportunity to take care of the loved ones around me no matter what. And it gave me the opportunity to allow other people to walk away from a 9 to 5 and walk into the dream, the life that they always dreamed about. So ask yourself, how committed are you to you, and how committed are you to your team? And at the end of the day, if commitment can give you the same results that you're seeing myself and these top leaders getting, are you willing to do it? Guys, that's my time. I see you guys at the top or from the top. You guys already know Team Relentless. You guys got some top leaders that are about to come on, kill it. You must hear from them, because I'm telling you, when you talk about commitment, these leaders take commitment to the next level. There is no excuses given. It's nothing but action, problem solvers, fully focused, not only on themselves, but every person around them. So again, to Team Relentless, you guys know how we do. Let's get it, 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 get it.
Wow, thank you so very much for that, Xavier. Always coming with the straight talk, no chaser, really. I mean, speaking about that testimony, sharing your journey along with it, and I've been privileged to see and witness it myself. I knew you before FES, and to see you just do every single thing you said you were going to do, and then some, is definitely an inspiration. And I for sure really pay mind to what you said as far as motivation is for the moment, but dedication is for a lifetime. And because of you and your dedication, your commitment to that vision, so many individuals here and many more to come, many that we have not even met yet, are going to be blessed by way of this journey. So again, a huge thank you to you. We recognize you. I mean, God, may God continue to bless your every single step of the way towards your greatness, your continued ongoing greatness and growth. We thank you, we love you, and we appreciate you. I cannot say that enough. Now, team, we're going to keep it moving. Definitely going off to another leader, someone else that I have a ton of respect for. I mean, he's a leader's leader. Really, he comes on board and brings professionalism. He brings experience, and he can also share his story too, because his back was pretty much up against the wall as well. He was getting those no's that nobody likes, and he could have given any excuse under the sun as to why he could have chosen another path. And we know that easy isn't always the best solution. So he's someone that his testimony speaks loudly when it comes to perhaps feeling like he didn't really have other options, right? He was pretty much unemployable by certain circumstances, but he's a father and a husband, and wanting to fulfill that role and serving other individuals as well put him in a decision, in a point where he had to make some decisions. And thanks to him as well as our regional vice president, executive vice president at this point, my apologies, executive vice president at this point, that's just a reflection of the quantity of individuals he's been able to impact, transform, those that he mentors. I consider him a personal mentor of mine as well, a leader, someone that inspires me day in and day out, and a God-fearing man that pours back into the community. I want to go ahead and shout him out for this past Saturday. Despite GoPro going on and his commitment to that, he also wanted to give back to the community. So thanks to him, there was a toy drive that he started, and there's so many other team members as well were able to contribute to and participate on, but him and his wife were there present because they consider that a way for us to pay back. They say what you do in the life of others, God will do for you and yours. And he's known what it's been like to hit rock bottom, and now he's been on a straight journey up to the top. Again, as an executive vice president, that means he's creating and generating a minimum of $500,000 every 30 days in business volume. He's also an R&R level 1 member, meaning he has a company paid for stipend for his Benz. But, you know, I don't want to take away from his story because he does it so great. But this is someone as well that I've watched from the beginning, and to see and witness his growth. He's a problem solver, a solution maker, an inspiration, and someone that I have a ton of respect for. Again, Did our Executive Vice President, Mr. David Marquez, make it on board? I see you. Can you hear me?
I'm right here.
All right. You got it, boss. Take it away.
Man, I always want to give it back to you, Myra. Every single week you come in and, you know, I just want to give it back to you and say thank you for all you do for the team. Also, I mean, really, I don't even need to speak. I think X just pretty much summed it all up and crushed it. So I think we're done. No, but no, I just want, for those that don't know my story, my name is David Marquez, and Myra was right. I didn't have a lot. I was a convicted felon. I was forced into entrepreneurship. And the reason why I was convicted was because when I was young, let's just say I got involved in sales at an early age, right? And so I say that, and I could joke about that because I know, you know, what our Lord and Savior has really meant that skill to be. And so I was able to transition it. And it's crazy what Xavier said about the, you know, butterfly, because Romans 12:2 says, do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of the mind. And that's really what today is about, is letting you guys know about commitment, how committed, you know, Xavier, a lot of the top leaders on here were. And so just to give you guys, you know, a background, I want to tell, a lot of people always ask me, you know, they ask all the top leaders this, you know, they often ask, what's the secret to our success? And, you know, the one thing in network marketing was, it's not just one thing, but it is one thing that starts the journey, and that's you got to be committed, right? You have to make a decision. And so when I started back in 2016, right, that's when I first started my network marketing venture. Me and my wife, my kids, my wife was actually pregnant with Tori. That's why we call her Victoria Grace, because, you know, we were giving grace with her and was able, you know, to make it through with our marriage. And then we got married. And so we were basically homeless. We didn't have anywhere to go. We got approved and denied and didn't really know where to go. I ended up talking to my father. I made amends with my father. When I was younger, my father actually had called the probation officer because I had left the house. Now I wasn't I wasn't the saint, you know, but I remember when I was going down in handcuffs, my dad didn't think that the probation officer was really going to go ahead and take me away. And I remember looking at my mom, and she had hit my dad. And it was kind of like, you know, why did you do that? But now I understand he was trying to teach me something. And so to me, to be able to man up and tell my father, like, we don't have no place to go. We have kids, and, you know, can we stay here until we find a place to rent? And so 2016, guys, back against the wall, didn't have anything else to do. I didn't have money. Credit sucked. My background, like Myra said, I couldn't get approved, not only for a house to get, if you guys rent, you know, that's the first thing they ask if you've been convicted. And then they also asked me at jobs. I couldn't even work. So it was like, I got denied at Burger King. I know a lot of you guys heard the story when I was 25, but, you know, getting denied for that. And I mean, it was really tough. And so I had to literally, you know, my ships were already burnt. For those that don't understand that meaning, you know, when they say your ships, you have to burn your ships, you know, see, Hernan Cortez, right, came to South Central America with a few soldiers. And how did a few soldiers conquer so much, right? Aztecs that were there on their land, right? How were they able to do that? Well, this is what Cortez did. He told all the soldiers, he said, we're going to burn our ships. And they said, well, what do you mean we're going to burn our ships now that we got here? He said, because either we defeat the enemy and come back on their ships to our families, or we're going to die trying, right? And so obviously they didn't want to not see their families. So very few took on a lot. And what ended up, we all know what happened next in history, right? Cortez, along with the conquistadors, ended up taking over and conquering overall. And that's where the conquistadors came from. So we got to be like conquerors, right? You see, my ships were already burnt for me. And so a lot of people like, man, they give me credit, but I'm like, man, you got credit. You can go back. You can go and apply for a job. You can go get a 9-to-5. That option was taken out. You see, I couldn't because of the conviction. And I love what was said at GoPro. The young lady said, whether you're from Yale or from jail, network marketing has produced the most millionaires. Didn't matter where you came from. And so when I found that out and I knew there was an opportunity for me that I can actually go out there and make something of myself, I jumped all in, guys. I made a decision, right? So you have to have desire, first of all. So write this down if you're taking notes. A good way to determine whether or not you have a burning desire is to examine the way that you go after it. If you're on here and you're an agent and you go after something that you think is desire, and you go after it timidly, in other words, just playing it safe. If this doesn't work, you'll just go somewhere else. Then you don't have a burning desire at all. See, you can't get to second base if you keep your foot on first, right? And so you have to go for it. You got to burn the bridges behind you, right? With that, you can't retreat, right? If you burn the bridges behind you, it's okay to fail as long as you fail forward. We say it all the time. The only people who don't make mistakes in life are those that don't even try, right? That don't do anything. And the only way to fail for sure is by quitting. And so don't quit. I made that commitment in 2016, guys, and it was learning. It was like school for me. I did it crazy. I just went all in. I didn't care who said what. I knew my, friends and family would laugh at me and say whatever, I just didn't care. I didn't have nothing else to do. So I made that commitment, that decision. And after a while, I started getting, people started noticing me. They started saying, man, this thing must be really working for you. But if you guys want to know the tips on how to stay committed, first thing you got to do, you got to go ahead and delete those friends, right? The definition of a friend is those that are the enemy. The definition of a friend is somebody that supports your ideas, concepts, and beliefs. The definition of an enemy is the exact opposite. So if you got so-called friends on Facebook that haven't joined or supported you, delete them. I did that. Because, and they may be friends straight up, but my focus was tunnel vision, and I wanted to make this happen, that either you were with me or against me, right? We can hang out years from now. When I'm on top and we're chilling, we can do that. But for now, I'm only running with people that see the same vision. And so I did that, right? It wasn't perfect, right? And then you also have to write down this. You have to decide, right? Commitment comes with a decision. So you have to decide. In fact, the word decide, and I learned this from a man in GoPro, and I looked it up, and he was absolutely right. If you ever wondered why genocide, homicide, and suicide all end with side, that's the Latin word to kill off. So when you make a decision, right, you decide, you're basically killing off any options, any other options. You see, it's the same thing. You burned your ships. And so that's what I did, guys. I went ahead and I started removing friends. I created a vision board. I said, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to have. That's another thing. If you guys really want to make this happen, you got to create a vision board. You got to put the things that mean something in your life. Like my kids were my why. I woke up, put it next to your bedside. When you get up in the morning, that's what you see. That way you remember to go hard until it's time to lay down, and then you get up and do it all over again. And that's what I did. So how do you create vision? Well, whether it's kids, time freedom, or it's money, right? You want to put down cars, whatever the things that you want in life, you need to speak that into existence, right? I also dug into personal development, listen to people like, if you're writing notes, Jim Rohn, Earl Nightingale, Les Brown, read books. I wasn't really a reader because I was always driving on the road, as a DJ. And while I was building my network marketing career, I would listen to Your First Year in Network Marketing by Mark Yarnell, How to Win Friends and Influence People, Think and Grow Rich. In fact, Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill had these 6 practical steps that will, and this you should definitely take notes on, because this is what I did day in and day out. The 6 steps, right? Let's say, for example, you wanted to get more money for your family, to have time freedom. Number 1, fix in your mind an exact amount of money that you want, right? Just saying enough or a lot is not enough. You got to go ahead and write that number down. Number 2, determine exactly what you intend to give up to receive that, right? It's always sacrifices. What are you going to give up or fast, right? Number 3, establish, right, a definite date, right? Write that date down that you're going to get that money. And then number 4, create a plan and begin at once, right? Write out a clear statement, right? Describing how much, exactly how, and by when. And then number 6, read your written statement twice a day, before you go to bed and again when you get up. Do all of this. This is, like X said, you got to have faith. And if you speak it, it will happen. I promise you. Because turn around from 2016, I went from not being able to get a job at Burger King to making more than an anesthesiologist. And I don't say that to brag or boast, but to tell you that a DJ that had a conviction on his record could do it, you can do it. But you got to be committed. You got to burn the ships. You got to replace people. And most importantly, you got to be the ace. If you are on this chat and you've had people who you thought were aces and they disappeared and gone ghost from you, witness protection from you, or quit the business, type a 1 in the chat, right? Because you're looking for the 1. Well, look, see, a lot of us were told to find that ace, but in reality, you got to be the ace. And if you're taking notes, write down ACE. It stands for Action Cures Everything. When I enrolled people who I thought would be the ace and they weren't, I remembered action cures everything. When my team wasn't running, I said, you know what? Action cures everything. I got to be the ace. And that's when I started my whole team again. That's what we're going to do now. We have runners on our team. I have Vice President Dr. Bogerty. We got, everybody that's running and doing this. But guess what I'm doing in the new year, guys? I'm going to take action. I'm going to start as a brand new agent again. Forget the title. And that's being committed. Also, you want to end, I'm going to pretty much end it like this. On GoPro, I heard someone say it's Christmas time. And many of you have an unwrapped gift. It's time to do that today, right? Be someone's gift, unwrap it. If you have her already to unwrap your gift, right? Type a 1 in the chat if you're ready to do that. So the next time you feel discouraged and you feel like this isn't working for you and you're thinking of going back to the life raft you call a job, tell yourself in the idiot upstairs, right? You have no other option. You killed off any options and you made a decision, right? You're either gonna make it in this or die trying. And that is really the commitment. And if you do that, I promise you, you'll see the fruit of your labor. So let's grow this company to $1 billion, man. 2021 is gonna be big. If you really want it, again, type committed in the chat. And like X said, man, let's get it. I'm done. All right. Thank you, guys.
Woo! Thank you so much for that, David. I really, really appreciate it. I'm really a student of yours. I admire all that you bring to the table and always definitely taking notes. I think in the chat, people were asking about the 6 steps. It's in there. Go ahead and look. I took a screenshot of it real quick, and this recording will be made available to the entire organization. But here's the thing. I'm going to highlight on one key acronym, right? ACE, action cures everything. I mean, that is so, so powerful, because if you're miserable where you're at right now, do something about it. Action cures everything. If the people you thought were going to join you don't, action cures everything. Move on. If you have people like David explained, leave, go ahead and move forward with the action and find the right ones. You are never going to get more results by doing less. It's pretty simple, right? So again, thank you so much for that. Again, I know as the entire organization, as a team overall, we appreciate you staying forever a student of all that knowledge and insight that you bring and you share. And really, we just get to learn so much more and more about your own personal story and journey. And here you are, making more of an income than an anesthesiologist. Now, I want you all to think too, if it took somebody 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years to do it, would it be worth it for you, right? Now, how's your future looking if you secure and keep on doing what your life raft or that safety net, that comfort zone, and that job just over broke offers you, then what results are you going to get? So stay committed, be your very own ace. You need to believe in what you decided to do, stick with it, and keep on moving forward. Now, actually, rolling right into the very next trainer for tonight, another powerhouse, another beast of an individual when it comes to this opportunity. Definitely by far an ace, right? Because she could give all the excuses of why life was hard, why things were challenging, why, maybe what she knew or what she was comfortable with or what she was doing at the time kind of fell apart. She does best at sharing her story, but what I can tell you from the outside looking in, she's never given any excuses. And just as Xavier opened up with tonight's training, focusing on commitment, followed by David Marquez's as well, contributing to that. With the matter of commitment, she was committed to make change. She was committed to do something about it. From having so many other aspects of her life not go the way she had wished she could have had them go. Again, she decided to make a choice. She made that decision, made the choice to come on board. She's been committed from day one and has absolutely nothing stopped this boss lady from taking this thing straight to the top. She's an extremely successful regional vice president, having hit the charts not only within our team consistently each and every single week, month after month after month, with no prior experience of network marketing. She is also recognized. She has also been recognized in the top position within our entire company, right? Nationwide, financial education services, nationwide. She's an R&R level 1 club member right now, but just her success story is really one to admire. She's phenomenal when it comes to training and pouring back into the team. And I know I saw and heard her earlier connected tonight, but has our regional vice president, boss lady, Rayso Otero, can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can see you. Can you guys hear me okay?
You got it, boss lady.
Loud and clear. Today. I look crazy today. This is my work face, all right? So don't judge me. I want to give it back to you, Myra. Thank you for always hosting these calls. I mean, phenomenal job. I'm so proud of you. I remember meeting you when I first got into the business, and there's just so much growth there, girl. I'm just so excited for what's coming, and thank you for everything that you're doing with the Spanish community. I want to give you a shout out for that because you're definitely taking in a lot of the entire team and organization under your wing. So I appreciate that. And I got to give it back to my mentor. Oh, X, that fire, bro. Oh my God. When X brings that fire, when you could just see it in his eyes, man, I'm telling you, that's what, that's one of the things that actually got me to reach out to him on social media. And we'll talk about that here in a second. And Dave, bro, I already went to GoPro. I didn't need more notes. You're always dropping these bombs and these acronyms. I'm like, I can't do that. I do what I do. I just, I got to write these down so I can remember from my trainings, but I appreciate that. I'm always taking notes. You guys, I appreciate what you've done in the industry as a whole, just being able to bring so much value to the team. I really appreciate that. So, all right, so let's get started, guys. Today I was told that I had to talk about being committed. And so I want to connect with you guys. I really want you to understand what commitment means. David kind of went through everything. X already went through everything. So it's just kind of looking at it through my lens, right? Commitment. What does commitment mean to you? When you look it up, what does that mean to you? And so the first thing I want to say is, look, I don't know what I was going to do when I got started here. I have no idea. You guys know how I met Xavier? Through a social media post. I saw this man on the beach with his feet up on a Monday in red bottoms while I'm in the office at my job. And I'm like, what does this guy do? I don't even know him, but I'm going to reach out to him because I want to be like that. I want to be at the beach on a Monday. How many of you got attracted to that? How many of you came into the business? That's lifestyle. So a lot of people, we're in the lifestyle business because honestly, that was one thing. And I was like, oh, okay. But then I started to see what he was providing as a product. And I remember just saying to myself, if he's doing it, I could do it. I just remember not even knowing him, right? So I reached out to him. Back then, there was no Zooms. He said, you got to call this number at 8. And at 7:55, he's like, are you on? Did you call? Did you call the number? Right? Because back then you had to call a number. you know? So I was like, yes, I'm on the call, you know? And I don't know who it was. It probably was Ashton, Alfred. I didn't know who it was at the time. I really can't even tell you. But I listened to that call and it really intrigued me. It was the seed, right? And then I said, well, I don't know, X, you know, he's like, you ready to get started? You ready to get started? I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't, you know, I said, I think we need to meet. And at that point, X didn't know that it was the lowest point in my life. That while I was on that phone call, I was able to look around at my house and I didn't have any furniture. That I was sleeping in a 3,000 square foot home that I owned, but I only had an air mattress. And I would cry myself to sleep every night because I went through a rough divorce that led to bankruptcy, that led to me having to sell everything just to maintain a roof over my head. But he didn't know that. And I was still clocking into my job. See, I had to be. A lot of us don't clock into our business, but you're there tomorrow at 8 o'clock sharp, dressed and ready to work, right? But we don't commit to our business in the same way. So I remember going into work. I remember telling Xavier, we need to meet. Like, I don't know, there's something that you're doing that I need to do. And when I sat down with him, he was able to actually, you know, explain to me this company. And although still skeptical, I said, what do I have to lose? I've lost everything already. I was already lost. I was already broken. I was already bankrupt. I was already in depression. I was already dealing with anxiety and panic attacks every day. So I got started, guys. And I tell this to people all the time, because how many people tell you they don't have money? Type a 1 in the chat. If you talk to people every day and they tell you they don't have the money to get started. I don't have the money. I don't have the money. You know that objection is a way to get them in. The reason that you don't have the money is more reason that you need to get started. You know what I did to get started with FES? I was part of a nightclub promotion. They said, Rayso, if you get people through the door, you get $5 per person. I'm not even from Tampa. I said, I got to get 10 people to this event. I got to get 20 people to this event. I refurbished furniture. I don't know about you guys. I just love doing that stuff. So I would pick up little dressers, you know, that people would leave in a corner, bring them home, sand them down, paint them, sell them again. Guys, that's how I got into FES. I left $1.07 in my bank account. But I didn't know what was on the other side. A lot of people are worried about what's on the other side. How, what, but what if? What if I fail? I wasn't worried about that. I was worried about if I didn't make a change that day, if I didn't make a change, what are the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years are going to look like for me? So I made a decision, just like David said, a decision. I didn't care what it took for me to do that. And I believe David did the same thing. I think he sold some DJ equipment, if I heard your story before, to get started. Right? Because people out there tell you they don't got money, but their Netflix is still running. Their cable is still running. Their cell phone is still running. They're not seeing this the way that we're seeing it. So we got to make them see it that way. So I got started with this and I said, well, I'm already in it. I don't know what I got to do. Move to Massachusetts, 1,500 miles away from Xavier, away from my mentor. How many of you are away from your mentor? Type a 1 in the chat if you're miles away, different state, different city from your mentor. And guess what? A lot of you guys use that as an excuse. A lot of you guys use that as an excuse. I didn't. I said, Xavier, I got a lot of people up here. Where you at? You coming up here? You paying for the flight? I'll pay for the flight, whatever. Like, I just need you up here because I have a lot of people interested. And little did he know, guys, and as people that are coming into leadership, imagine if Xavier never took that trip. You see, sometimes it takes people to believe in you more than you believe in yourself. Xavier took that trip. He saw something that I didn't see. And even though he took that trip and there was a snowstorm that day, and there was only one person at my event. That was my first customer. There was no way to get out of X, Rob, and me in a room, even at that stage. I think Xavier was just a sales director at that point. I believe Rob was just a senior field trainer at that point. But we made a decision. He made a decision. He made a commitment. And I always think about if he didn't make that. Ever since that day, I told Xavier, and he could tell you, I said, Xavier, I'm going to the top with this thing, and I'm going to make you a lot of money. And he looked at me. How many people tell you that they're going to make you a lot of money when they come in? I got this. I'm motivated. I'm committed. I just saw a bunch of people write committed in here, and I'm going to test your commitment here in a second. But how many people tell you, I'm ready, I'm coachable, willing, yes, I'm willing, coachable, yes, put me in. And then when you actually give them something to do, they don't do it. Why is that? So I remember Xavier saying, Rayso, all you got to do is, look, there's training tonight. All right, bet. He is 100% right to say that I have never missed, since the moment I made the decision, I've never missed a call. I've never missed a training. I've never missed an event. The events in LA, Rayso, okay, we're going to figure it out. The events in Las Vegas, Rayso, okay, we're going to figure it out. The events in Detroit, Rayso, okay, we're going to figure it out. There's a call at 9 o'clock at night, Rayso. You putting your kids to bed? Yep, but I'm on. So many people make so many excuses to not even be on these trainings. That I just don't get it. I really don't. Because you can literally have your headphones on, you could be driving, you could be shopping, you can put your kids to bed. There's no excuse as to why you're missing training. That doesn't explain commitment. So when I decided to make that decision, I was plugged into everything, guys, everything. And every single call and every single training just shaped me. Every single thing, I just learned something new, gave it a little bit of my spice, put it into action. Learned something new, gave it a little bit of my spice, put it into action. I remember texting Rob and saying, Rob, oh my God, I don't know what to do. I need to hit field trainer. It's month end. I need one more agent. What do I do? Rob is like, just get it done. Just get it done. I'm like, what do you mean just get it done? You know? But we got it done. And ever since then, guys, I made the commitment that I was going to, like, everything was vice president. All I saw was vice president. When I got started, I was like, then it was, I want to become the first Latina vice president, because then I found out there was no Latina vice president. Let me tell you, that motivated me even more. I was like, there's no Latina vice president in this company? Oh, hold up. Right? But what did it take? It take me following X. It take me following Neto. It take me following Arnold. I tell Arnold all the time, you don't even know how much money you made me, because he was the first one that started doing webinars. And I was like, you guys got to be on this webinar. All I did was fill those webinars. And by the end of the call, people are like, I'm ready to get started as an agent. And I'm like, Arnold doesn't even know that he just made me a lot of money. But guys, I made a commitment to myself, to my son, to my family. I made a commitment that I will never be that woman that was in that air mattress in an empty house. That will never be me again. That I will never look at my son and say, mommy just didn't do enough. Mommy just didn't have it in her. Mommy procrastinated and left it for tomorrow. Mommy had a to-do list and didn't do it. I didn't have that option. And after struggling for so many years, at age 36, I just started to see my life a whole different way. I hit sales director. For the first time, I made $4,000 in a month. And in my corporate America job, I made $2,400. I was like, this doesn't make sense. How? How did I do that? Right? Because we were running so fast and we were so committed, we were making a mess. I wasn't worried about how, I was just getting it done. And then I said to myself, well, it's time to walk away. Within 4 months, I was able to walk away from corporate America. I've never looked back, guys. It's been 3 years now. January 15, 2021 is going to mark 3 years that I don't have to fill out a job application, that I don't have to go and sell myself short, that I don't have to pull out a resume and have to sell myself to somebody for $17 an hour, for $20 an hour. I refuse. This company showed me it's done. I texted Xavier, I think it was like 4 months ago. And I said, Xavier, I reached another milestone. You know, I used to make $35,000 a year. I made that this month. That was huge for me, guys. Network marketing has opened so many doors. And all it took was just for me to be willing, coachable, and hungry. That's it. I didn't come to the table. I didn't have the skills. I didn't have network marketing. But it just took me being on these calls and understanding and hearing the stories and hearing other people's struggles. And knowing that one day my story was going to change somebody's life. See, most of you guys are complaining about what's going on right now, not knowing that that story is going to change somebody else's life. That story and everything that you're going through right now is going to be a story that you're going to tell that's going to put someone else into action. See, I didn't know that that was happening to me at the time. I didn't know that I was going through bankruptcy, that I was broken, that I was rejected. My son was diagnosed with autism. I'm like, what is this? What is this panic attack and depression that they're putting on me? What is this? None of that stopped me. I didn't let none of that stop me. I was committed. So when they say, Rayso, you got to be at GoPro, I'm at GoPro. When they say, Rayso, you got to bring people to GoPro, I'm bringing people to GoPro. So I want to give a huge shout out to my leadership team, because without them, this is just not possible. We were able to get 80 people to go to GoPro virtual, 80 in our team, which is a huge accomplishment. I was going for 100, but we ended at 80. And I know that somebody may have watched through somebody else. So we probably did hit the 100, but I want to give it to my leadership team, guys, because without them, it's not possible. But it took me to say, look, this is what needs to happen. And this is what needs to happen to you. And all they did was put their head down and they got it done. And that's what you guys, that's the type of commitment that you got. I have so much things written down here, but I really wanted us to dive into the commitment. Are you committed? Don't play small. How many of you are playing really small right now? Like you're just, maybe you're brand new and you're just like, I don't know what I got myself into. I just wanted to make an extra $100. That was me. I told Xavier, if I could just make $200 extra a week from home, $800 a month. But then I started to make that weekly. And then my vision got bigger. See, once your vision gets bigger, once you make $4,000 a month, $5,000, now you're like, I could do it. It's possible. Xavier has shown me already it was possible. So how many of you guys are playing super small right now? You got to go ahead and forgive yourself. Look, whatever you didn't do in the past and my team and I didn't train them right, just start from scratch. Just forget all of that right now. Just go out there, do what you could do, save who you could save. Just it's forgive yourself for it. All right? You're learning. This is an industry that you learn every single day. Don't play small. Select your mentors. Stick to your mentors. I'll tell you what. My leaders, the agents that are closer to me. Right now, last week I had 3 or 4 of them fly down. The other week they had another one flew down. The people that are closest to me are seeing success. Why? Why do they tell you to stay close to your mentors? And a lot of you guys think that you're bothering your mentors. How do we know what you need if you don't tell us? We don't know. A lot of them say, I don't want to bother Rayso. She's too busy. But I want to see you win. What is it that you need? Let me equip you with the tools. You are your biggest asset. Period. And what David said, you beat me to it, bro. Vision board. So huge. I'm able to look at my vision board now and be like, done, 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 right? Look, done, 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 right? It's so crazy. because I never thought that I could do that stuff. But because I was looking at it every day, because I was looking at my son every day, because I was in motion with my commitment. See, it's not just about making a decision and making a commitment. You got to take action. So now 3 years later in this industry, you know, I've been able to travel. I never traveled. I've been able to, I mean, during this pandemic, it's so crazy, but our business exploded. In July, we went from $100,000 to $250,000 in sales. We hit regional vice president as a team. Anyone else would have been like, oh, it's a pandemic. Nobody has money. This is not going to work. This industry exploded because a lot of people needed to work from home. A lot of people were hurting. So we turned something that could have been a negative and we turned it into a positive, because that's what entrepreneurs do. We get creative. We make things happen, and the world literally revolves around us because we are the creators. So I'm super excited, guys. You know, I saw a lot of people, if you are committed to this business, don't take this lightly. You know, if I was to ask Xavier, what did that 288 investment do for you in commissions? If I was able to ask David, I mean, I can't even say it. I can't even spell it. What is it? Anesthesiology, whatever. Okay. I is a millionaire. Okay. But it's true. I see the commissions. My commissions went up 66% this year during a pandemic. So I tell you guys, if you are committed to this business, if you really put your head down and go out there and serve and learn, commit to this. So I'm going to go ahead and have everyone that's saying that they're committed in the chat. I want to see, I'm committed. I'm committed. I'm committed. I'm committed. I'm committed to becoming a top recruiter. I'm committed to becoming a leader. I'm committed to become a vice president. I'm committed to get myself, my life, my kids out of the situation that we're in. I'm committed to my family. I'm committed to my goals. I'm committed to my vision. I'm committed to buying that house. I'm committed to buying that car. And I see all of the commitments, but now I'm going to test your commitment. See, they taught me at GoPro that we don't give, we trade. So you commit to your business, and in turn, we trade, right? So right now, I want you guys, the tickets to GoPro for next year are $97. It's $297. We paid $297. Some people paid $397. If you ever went to the actual event, I calculated, me and Rob spent about $2,500 when we actually went to the actual event in Vegas. The ticket is $97. Here's how I'm going to test your commitment. And I want you to screenshot your purchase and send it to your leader and say, I'm committed, because now that leader is going to work with you to make sure your business gets to the next level with the tools. They're not going to do it for you. They're just going to equip you with the tools to get it done. It's $97. GoPro2021.com. I need you to go in there, buy your ticket for next year, because that shows me that you're going to be here next year, that you are truly committed to this business, that you're committed to changing your life, and everything else in between, we're going to figure it out. Now, if you don't have $97, here's another option. Klarna. It's an app. KLARNA.com. You can download the app. Klarna. It's a little pink with a K. Download it. Now, when you go to pay for GoPro, it'll actually tell you that you could break it down in 4 payments. So you'll actually pay $24.90 something today, $25 today, and then $25 for the next, I believe it's every week or every other week. Anyway, it's broken down into 4 payments of $25. There's no excuse. There is no excuse, guys. By the 21st, this ticket's going to go up to $297. But more importantly, it's not about the money. It's about, are you committed to being here a year later so that we know that our time is invested in the right people? Commit to this process, guys. I guarantee you your life will change. 3 years in this business, my life has changed. I feel like I'm just now beginning to live. I feel like, what was I doing for the last 36 years? What the hell was I doing? I was doing it all wrong. And it's all because of these leaders. It's all because Xavier decided to show this to me. Can you guys imagine if Xavier didn't show this to me, guys? Pray for your uplines. Pray for your leaders. Look out. Reach out to them. We go through stuff too. But more importantly, our best interest is you. If you don't win, we don't win. Period. And that's the best thing about this industry, because there's no man for themselves. It's literally us pulling you to the top, pulling you to the top. But if you're pulling the other way, it's hard. If you're pulling the other way, I can't pull you. You're tugging with me. So let me help you get to the top, and let the leaders help you get to the top. See you guys at the top. Get committed. I want to see those screenshots in the chat right now of you guys buying your ticket for next year. See you guys at the top.
Wow, Rayso, you know, I just keep hearing more and more from you each and every week. Whenever you're on this training, it's incredible the way you've been able to translate your story into just a testimony. I know that hit home for so many individuals. I took a ton of notes, but again, thank you for all that you do across the entire Team Relentless. You are as well, just relentless embodied, you know, a boss lady, acknowledge you, and I have a ton of respect for what you've been able to do. And I want everybody to really think some of the things that she pointed out. Again, I know we can relate to a lot of it in many ways. Nobody wakes up and says, today I'm going to make the worst decision of my life, right? You always make the best decision with everything that you've got and all that you know, but you also know those results. How much are you selling your dreams for an hour? Like she says, $17 an hour, $20 an hour. How does it feel to think and reflect that you can let somebody convince you that a 5-figure annual salary is worth more than a 5-figure monthly residual income? Wow, I'm blown. 66% increase in this year alone. A year where so many people are kicking rocks, crying about how terrible things are. Here we have an opportunity of hope, and we can be a salvation in the life of others, right? Now, when it comes to this industry, when it comes to not playing small, and when it comes to somebody who can speak to the experience, I'm gonna go right into our very next trainer for tonight. This gentleman, again, an example by far of what it is to be a professional in the industry of network marketing. He didn't necessarily need this at the time it was presented to him, but he was, you know, wise enough, smart enough, and it just happened to be, I think, by divine assignment that this was something he decided to move forward with. And thanks to him, there's so many other individuals that have followed in suit by way of his invitation, and he's just touching the surface. I mean, it's someone that I think for my personal growth along this entire journey, but I know that across the whole entire team, he as well has poured into each and every single one of us. You know, Rayso kind of shouted him out real quick. He was someone that brought to the table by experience what it is to have webinars. And I just remember seeing and witnessing the transformation where Relentless was. You see, if you're checking in to this training for the first time, this was not available to us. You know, Rayso got on a phone call when she heard about this opportunity. I had a phone call with Xavier directly. I didn't even see a presentation, but these are tools that we can all stand here and be so grateful for those leaders who have already seen their success, for them still tonight volunteering their time to pour into us. But it's also because they have that vision and they understand, just like Rayso said, you know, we grow together. We pour into each other, but we're also growing and we're on this journey. And at one point, somebody believed in you, maybe more than what you did for yourself. And this gentleman is someone that's reflected that across everyone that he's ever mentored. You know, again, just somebody I have a ton of respect for, a great deal of appreciation for, and somebody who, you know, if you call and ask and say, he just does. You know, I know he's going to bring phenomenal closeout training session for us tonight. He represented Relentless in an amazing way in last night's Millionaire Mindset. If you didn't catch that, make sure you get caught up and get to speed. This gentleman is a vice president right now, but I know for sure this year's he's probably gonna blow that out the box. I know he's connected tonight, and as a vice president, I understand he's generating a minimum of $100,000 every single month in business revenue with this opportunity alone. But he did definitely decide to step it up and take so many people along with him. Again, he's a father, he's a husband, he's a friend, and we're privileged to have him as part of our journey and on this journey with us and as part of our team. Dr. Arnold Bogerty, can you hear me?
I can. Can you guys see me?
Yes, perfectly clear. Go ahead and take it away.
I tell you what, and I'm gonna have to get this written down now in a contract that I am not ever going after Rayso again. Like I told you guys 2 weeks ago, I said, if I have to go after Rayso, all right, I'm not doing this again. No, guys, I tell you what, that woman is a powerhouse. And, you know, I'm sitting there and I'm taking notes and just listening, you know, to what she talked about commitment. And I had a lot of things written down that I wanted to talk about tonight. As far as, you know, some of the things we learned at GoPro, but I think that between Xavier and David and Rayso, they kind of covered that. And so I was struggling with this, and I'm letting you guys know this is coming from a place, because right now, you know, I got a little nervous when I was thinking about doing this. And it's just, I just decided this. And you guys, you know, the common theme, if you haven't gotten the common theme today, is decide, make a decision, you know, and then be committed to that decision. And I'm going to tell you guys something about me that I've never told anybody. The only person that knows about this is you know, my ex-wife, and I just told my current wife, because to me, it brought so much shame. But now that I think about it, and when I did this action, it's propelled me to where I am today. And so you guys just bear with me, because I'm going to be able to relate this, you know, to what we do right now. But I remember back in 2000, you know, and I know, look, I'm thinking it's you know, it's 2020. So some of you in there probably wasn't born back in 2000. So I'm aging myself, you know, just turned 40. But I remember back in 2000, guys, I was in the military, and I come from a military background. I know we probably have some military people on here. But I remember back in 2000, I was playing basketball for the Army. And, you know, when you play basketball for the Army, it's sort of like a little prima donna thing. You didn't really have to do training that much. All you did was play basketball. And then I saw a poster and I said, hey, that poster looks good. And it said, go Special Forces, right? And if you guys know anything about Special Forces in the Army, you know, it's one of the hardest things that you can do. But I looked at it, and I looked at it in a way, I was like, you know what, I can do that. I'm just going to go, and I'm going to go try it. Right. And so I told my mom, I told my dad, I told my wife at the time, I told all the basketball guys, I said, hey, guess what, guys, I'm going to go Special Forces. And, you know, I'm done with this. And, you know, I'm going to go out and be like Rambo and, you know, go do all of those things. And I didn't train for it. You know, I wasn't really in the mindset to whereas, hey, I didn't know the commitment that it took to do that at the time. And so I went and I signed up, and I went to training at Fort Bragg, North Carolina. And I didn't really know what I was getting myself into. And so I went to training, and about 7 days went by, and it started to get cold, and it started to rain, and I was miserable. And I'm sitting there and I'm feeling sorry for myself. You know, I had to walk 25 miles. My feet were hurting, and I just wasn't in the mindset, you know, that I needed to be. So I did something that to this day I never did again, and I quit. I went to the instructor and I said, I quit. And when I did that, guys, and then I had to go back and I had to tell my wife, and I had to tell my dad, you know, who was so proud of me that I was gone, because, you know, he was in a form of special ops in the Navy. It brought so much shame to me. I was crying, and it was a feeling in the pit of my stomach that I never, ever wanted to feel again. And so then September 11th happened. And, you know, some of us, you know, some people on here are too young to remember exactly the feelings that a lot of us got when September 11th happened. But when September 11th happened, guys, and we got attacked, and I saw those buildings fall, there was something in me just kind of swelled up, and I knew that I wanted to be the first person in. I said, I wanted to be the first dude that went over there and kicked some ass because of what they did in New York. And so it gave me a new vigor. And I said, I'm going to go back special forces. But this time, guys, I prepared for it. All right. I set a goal. All right. I wrote that goal down. All right. I wrote the steps that I needed. I put a training calendar up. Then I surrounded myself with people that have done it before. You see, I couldn't hang around the basketball players anymore because they weren't going to get me there. All right. I couldn't go partying with my boys because I needed my body to be in tip-top shape to make it through that training. And so I put together a 6-month plan. I knew I was leaving in 6 months. And for 6 months, guys, I had tunnel vision. That's all I did. Train. I mean, so when I went over to the local special forces group, guys, they were kicking me out the team room. They was like, hey, listen, you're not even in special forces yet. Why are you still here? Because I didn't want to fail. I wanted to put myself in a position to whereas I knew I was going to succeed. And so 2003, you know, after, no, it was 2002. 2002, I left and I went to training. And because I prepared myself, because I hung around people that were there, because I just had that drive and that decision and that commitment. All right. Graduated top of my class. All right. The honor graduate in that course. Now, they don't give you a trophy or anything like that, if you guys know anything about special ops, but the sergeant major told me, he was like, listen, we have an honor grad, you're it. All right. Because I committed myself. I dedicated myself because I set a goal and I wanted to do it. And I never, ever wanted to have that feeling of quitting again. I told myself I will never quit anything. And so like they said, I think David said, or maybe it was a training yesterday. I know David said it before. I burned every boat. All right. I actually told my basketball coach when I left, I said, I will not be coming back to the team. That was it. I will not be coming back to the team. It was making it special ops, guys, or I didn't know what else I was going to do at that time. And so then we fast forward, and here it is. It's 2014, and I had got shot a few times, and you guys know my story. I got shot in the military, and you know I couldn't stay in special ops because of some of the things that happened with my collapsed lung and things like that. And so I knew that I was about to retire from the military, but I didn't know how really I was going to support my family because the military was all that I knew. And then God sent me my blessing with Melanie Levitz, who was a young lady who I had met after I got shot, and she showed me this industry. And it was like God has sent something to me, like I was praying for it. And I was like, hey, what am I going to do? And guys, listen, just because things don't come packaged in the way you think they were going to come packaged doesn't mean that it's not a blessing to you. It doesn't mean that that's not what you need. Okay. When God sends you something, and I'm pretty sure, guys, when you joined this thing, you saw something in this. You was like, man, this may be the way. But you can't come in, half out. You have to go in all the way in order to make it work. And so when Melanie showed me this in 2014, this industry, I knew, I was like, hey, you know what? This is how I'm going to feed my family. This is how I'm going to provide the life for them. All right. That I was so nervous when I was getting out the military that I wasn't going to be able to provide. And so again, guys, I put my back to the wall. I burned the boats and I said, you know what? I'm going to knock this thing out the park. And that's what I did. Tunnel vision, no more partying, no nothing. All right. I wanted to learn. And so I surrounded myself with Melanie, a guy named Carlos Rogers. All right. And I just said, hey, teach me how to do this. And they did. And then was able to go ahead and build that business to a $20,000, $30,000 a month business, which was great. And then I have to kind of correct something that Myra said, because this was something I didn't tell anybody until last night. All right. When David Marquez called me, and David knows this because I told him, but when David Marquez called me, guys, my company had stopped paying me. They had stopped paying me 3 months prior. So again, look at God. All right. David, I had known David for 3 years prior to that. I known David as a DJ. I didn't know him as a network marketing guy. Really, he was a DJ, and I would go to his events and Latin nights and stuff like that. And so DJ had called me and he said, listen, I got something you got to see. And, you know, I went there. I didn't go there reluctantly. I just went there like, you know, I was in a bad space because, you know, wifey was mad and, you know, bills were piling up and I wasn't saving. Okay. I mean, I was known back then as Mike Lowry. All right. Because listen, you go party with me, Myra knows, and people know, you know, back in the day, you go party with me and I'm popping bottles and I'm spending all the money. All right. And so I wasn't a good steward of what I had. And so I fell behind on a few bills and things like that. And David called me and showed me this. And then Xavier was sitting there and I was looking and I said, wow, I couldn't believe what you know, the money they were paying out, but what we had that we could provide. And so I looked at the compensation plan, and Xavier can test, we were sitting in Panera Bread. And I said, hey, I looked at sales director and I said, what do I need to do to get to that? What do I need to do to get to that? Because I knew if I could get like $4,000 a month, you know, I'd be good, at least until I could figure it out and, you know, get higher than that. And he said, this is what you need to do. And guys, I didn't really know how to do it. I just went and got it done. I went home, guys, and I locked my friend Newton's not on here right now, but he was staying with me at the time. I didn't leave my bedroom. Like I was just there on a call, 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 on a call. I didn't care about what people said. I didn't care about the answer. All I did was know I had to show 300 people because I did a calculation and I knew my my ratios from my last company. I need to show about 300 people this thing in order to get the numbers that I needed in order to hit that rank. Guys, I'm talking about coffee, you know, Adderall. I mean, I was doing everything. I was staying up all late nights, guys, and I got it done. Because there was no other way. There was no, there was no other decision really to make. I had no other option, you know? And then, like I said, then like I said last night, the worst thing happened is my company started to pay me again. My company started to pay me again. And then I had got comfortable. You see, I was that superstar. You guys, Xavier talks about it all the time. You know, he was like, hey, you know, Dr. Bogerty came in, he hit sales director in 6 days. You know, he hit regional sales director within his first month and a half, and, you know, ESD in his first 3 months or 4 months, and then vice president at 9 months or 10 months, you know, because I had to. It was no choice, you know, but then we got comfortable. You see, sometimes guys, we'll go out and we'll do this thing for a season, and then we'll see meet some level of success, and then we stop because we get comfortable. And, you know, Chris Barriner is on here right now. She joined me basically when I started. Guys, when I was on that run, okay, when I had really no other option, all right, I'm talking about had a team that was rocking. You know, there was nobody quitting because there was a fire in me that was just burning. But then I got comfortable and took my foot off the gas. And that's how some of us do, guys. You know, we'll commit for a little while, and then we'll stop, take our foot off the gas. And then guess what? We lose momentum. And it's very difficult to regain momentum when it's lost. And so 2021, guys, we're going into 2021. And, you know, I heard Alfred say something last night. I was calling 2021 the year of recovery, right? But for us, for the people on here right now, guys, it's not really the year of the recovery, guys. It's the year of the harvest, all right? He said that last night. You see everybody outside of FES right now who are struggling. There are people out there who are struggling. You know some of them. I know some of them. For them, it's the year of the recovery, but we have to be in a position to help them recover. How are we going to help them recover? We got to make a decision, guys, that we're going to be all in. That way we can help them recover, because if we're not all in, they're going to see it. Okay, because you can see your BS meter. We all have a great BS meter, and we can see when somebody's just trying to sell us and don't believe what they're saying, and people will be able to see that. And so we talk about make a decision, guys. I made a decision, okay, in 2002 that I was going to go ahead and I was going to make special forces no matter what. And I did it. I made a decision that, hey, when I got out the military to give this network marketing thing a try, I didn't give it a try. I said, I'm going to do it. All right. In 2021, we have to say we are going to do it. Not we're going to try to do it. All right. Anybody can try something. All right. If I dip my toe in a pool, I tried it. But if I jump in the pool, I did it. I made a decision and I jumped. You see, we got to jump in. All right. Learn how to swim later. Just jump in. Burn that boat. So we got to make that commitment. We got to make that decision that, hey, nothing is going to stop us. All right. David said a vision board. Write that vision board down. Write that goal. Okay. Then write the action steps that you need to do in order to hit that goal. And then just stay focused on it. Forget everybody out there. Forget the people that are going to criticize you. They're not paying your damn bills. They're not. They're broke. Like I said at GoPro, all right, they don't make statues or monuments for skeptics. All right, those people out there that are for critics, people out there criticizing you, guess what? They ain't going to be shit, all right? Because they're just criticizing you. They don't care about what they're doing. They're worried about what you're doing. Nah, man, I want them to build statues. I want them to build statues of you. I want for you, all right, when you get 60, 70 years old, all right, that the picture of you is over your grandkids', fireplace. All right. And they're saying that, Mike and Dominique and Anthony and Ron, and Valerie, those are the people, all right, that changed our family's life because they made a decision in 2021 to turn their life around, which turned our life around, which turned our kids' lives around. All right. Because they made that decision. All right. I made that decision, guys. There's no turning back. All right. There's no turning back. And I'm going to run with the people who want to run. You can't push a dead bear up a tree. All right, David Marquez, who said that in our last company. You cannot push a dead bear up a tree, meaning you can't rescue everybody. All right, either they're going to run with you or get out the way. Because if you're in my way, I'm going to run through you. That's it. That's the mentality we got to have going into 2021. As a matter of fact, not even going into 2020, to end 2020. Going into 2021, that's the mentality we got to have. So guys, this wasn't scripted. Typically I have something written down and scripted and all that, guys. This is me from the heart. I tell you what though, guys, if you quit, you'll never forgive yourself. If you fail, that's okay. Fail forward. Learn from failing, but no quitting. All right, get out there and let's get it done. 2021, year of the harvest. Let's get it. Back to you, Myra.
Wow. Thank you for correcting me. Please do that anytime if you're going to come and bring that real talk. I needed to hear that. I know I needed to hear that. And I'm sure the entire team did too. I'm really just at a loss. I'm telling you the truth. I mean, you did a phenomenal close, amazing training. And I'm excited to see what 2021 is going to cause for you and your family. I know for the entire team, this is a moment of decision. There are a lot of people living through the holidays right now, and we have so much to be grateful for, but think if we could 10x that, right? Think about multiplying that and also bringing that as a reality in the lives of anyone and everyone that we can come across and go into. I'm not sure if any of you feel that passion, but you don't have to be in person to receive that message. I'm hoping and expecting to see so many more attendees to GoPro. We are signing off for 2020 with tonight's training. I know it's been an extended training session tonight, more than worth it, well beyond worth it. And I'm excited for everyone and all the success that is to come. So think about what you choose you're uncomfortable to be, and be a little crazy for this coming year, right? Because crazy people make crazy things happen, and they can also make a lot of crazy money. So on that note, I really don't want to draw it out, make it too much more longer. Xavier Marrero, I'm not sure if you want to close us out with any ending comments for tonight. But other than that, Arnold, thank you so very much for pouring into the team.
Real quick. Arnold, thank you. Always coming in, knowledge, always on point. David, with you, bro, it's like, I swear, you have the whole Bible of the whole network marketing, you know what I mean? And Rayso, girl, your track record speaks for itself, man. I just want to say thank you, Rayso. Thank you, David. Thank you, Arnold, for being always being committed, not only to you guys, but more importantly, to the people that actually believed in you. And Myra, that goes for you too, and so many other leaders. Guys, I just want to say thank you to the entire team, because understand, even you as a brand new agent, first of all, welcome, but just understand that even you have a big piece and a big part to do with this entire picture, right? And real quick, guys, I want to give it up to all the field trainers. If you're a field trainer, put FT. Let's give it up to the field trainers. These are the individuals that keep the company running. These are the individuals that are out there making big things happen. So again, congratulations. Guys, I'm done. It's time to go to bed or go to work. If you're going to bed, it's because you're going to get up early to go ahead and chase your dream. And if not, it's because you're staying up because you don't want to sleep on your dreams. Regardless, let's go get it. I see you at the top or from the top. Regardless, we're going to make it happen. Let's get it.
Happy and blessed night, everyone. Thank you for connecting. Thank you to our leaders, of course, Rayso, David, Xavier, Arnold, we really, really cannot thank you enough. God bless everyone. Closing out 2020. I'm wishing peace, love, happiness, success for each and every single one of you. 2021 starts today. It starts right now. Let's take this thing to the top.
Let's
Peace out, everybody.
Get it.
Let's get it.
Let's go.
Let's get it, get it, get it.
Let's get it.
Let's go.